Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Lauren Nelson.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from the Route 66 Interpretive Center in Chandler.
And for anyone traveling Route 66, this is a must-stop spot. This unique Mother Road Museum is constantly evolving, offering new art and films that turn your visit into an immersive experience. We'll take a look around throughout the show. But we're going to kick things off with a trip down to your neck of the woods, Dino.
That's right. McAlester is my hometown. This destination is a little bit north of theirs. So here's a couple of names. It's close to Bug Tussle and Juniper Point. It's called Simply Country Ranch. And I have to be real honest with you, it is an incredibly fun experience.
And I just think that there's a lot of conclusions that have been drawn on ranchers and farmers that really just aren't true. And we like to open it up and let people really see how wonderful these animals are and how great this lifestyle is and you know how special it is.
That is the purpose of Simply Country Ranch just outside of McAlester. Ben and his wife Lauren have created a very special destination that combines fun and education. Now everyone knows running a ranch or a farm is very difficult and hard work.
You don't cowboy unless you love it.
And Ben and Lauren absolutely love what they do. And of course, it all starts with the animals.
We got Highland cattle, we got Angus cattle, we got baby doll sheep. Rupert, he's a pretty well-known little fella around. There's a lot of people that watch him. We got a little pig, we call Miss Piggles. We got goats, we got one alpaca. And we got many donkeys.
And if you are the curious type with a lot of questions, you will get them answered.
We have the petting zoo, so they get to come in and feed the animals, they get to pet the animals, and then they get the information of, you know, what's this animal do, what's it eat, how does it survive, what is it used for on the farm. Every animal we have on the farm is a working animal and does a job. So they don't stay just in a pen. All of them have something that they do and we use them for.
Ben tells me the kids have a blast. I almost forgot, you will also find lots of chickens here, and Winston is a big help, and he loves herding those chickens.
Yes, but he is good. He loves working the animals.
While running any ranch is hard work, out here it's also peaceful. It's a place where you can experience the beauty and healing power of nature. This is a lifestyle more than a job. But Simply Country Ranch has even more for you. It's called Simply Stained Shop. It's a sign company created to promote the ranch life.
So everything is online for us right now, and we ship all over the world, and we just recently created a market store within our ranch up at the barn, so then that way people can come and visit the ranch and take away a piece of the ranch with them. So at our sign company, we print items onto wood, we print photos of our animals, they can get pictures of their tour when they come to see the ranch.
All the items are homemade too. Now Lauren brings her background to this part of the business. She's a retired school teacher.
So because I have a teaching education background, a lot of the people who are supporting Simply Stained are also educators. So we really heavily focus on education, but we always try to promote custom pieces. So that would be American flags. It could be handwritten recipes, photos, anything really. We can do a lot that has to do with custom products.
And don't forget, you can see many of their products at the market store located in the barn. Simply Country Ranch has a lot of activities planned for 2022, and naturally this is a wonderful place to hold events such as birthday parties. But when planning your next adventure, Simply Country Ranch can give you a wonderful experience.
I would just say they come out here just to experience the ranch, the lifestyle, the country lifestyle.
And I think when they get to see the animals in real life, when they get to experience the beautiful Oklahoma rolling hills, it makes a huge difference for them and brightens up their day. And I think that just the experience of being able to be out in the country is just something that's unparalleled to an everyday lifestyle.
You'll find the Simply Country Ranch at 7838 Krebs Lake Road. Hit up their website to plan your trip.
We had a blast doing that story. It was just nice to actually just sort of take a breath, relax, look at the beauty of nature, and explore that ranch.
And now we're going to explore a time-honored tradition that requires a bit of a slow hand. Shelley Mills takes us to Traditions Leathercraft in Oklahoma City.
Casey Kreger has been working with leather since middle school.
I just love working with leather.
After years of creating leather goods as a hobby, Casey opened Traditions Leathercraft LLC.
This place is spectacular.
This small store near I-40 in Rockwell is full of purses, earrings, belts, and dozens of other handmade goods, all created by Oklahomans like Dee Cope and Tony Mullins.
I have a lot of my items here for sale. Like I said, a lot of the purses are mine.
Just past the storefront, you'll find this, an 8,000 square foot warehouse full of all types of leather.
The smell of the leather is awesome.
We have lots of people from all over the state that'll come in and pick up one piece of leather.
Customers can come in and browse the aisles for the perfect piece of leather. There's even a remnant bin, which is a great place to find something for smaller projects.
You need to just come in and check it out.
One of the most popular items is this wall full of Brazilian cow hides. They are often used as rugs, but can also be used for making leather goods.
We keep over 200 cowhides in stock.
Every cowhide is different and they're beautiful in itself.
They also offer classes so you can learn to make your own unique items.
We just did earring classes we've done belts and chaps and pillows.
They have classes most Saturdays where you can learn to create your own works of art. Another unexpected item you can find here is goat milk soaps and lotions.
We raise the goats, milk the goats. My wife makes all the soaps and lotions at home.
Whether you are in need of a great gift or just wanting to learn a new hobby, Traditions Leathercraft is the place to come. In Oklahoma City, Shelly Mills, Discover Oklahoma.
You'll find Traditions Leathercraft at 7500 West Reno in Oklahoma City, or you can check out their website, traditionsleathercraft.com.
A little bit later on Discover Oklahoma.
Food is delicious.
We'll take you to a cafe in Ardmore that's been serving delicious food for over 30 years. Also find out about the inspiration behind Oklahoma City's first native craft brewery. But next, see what the Ida Red General Store experience is all about. Don't go away.
Imagine limitless possibilities with the Oklahoma Travel Guide. Imagine world-class wonderlands, road trips that inspire. Imagine date night elevated. Order your free guide at travelok.com. Imagine that.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the Route 66 Interpretive Center in Chandler.
You know, I love the fact that Route 66 is referred to as the Main Street of America. That's actually very cool. But if you are driving Route 66 in northeastern Oklahoma, unless you know something we don't, you're going to be driving through Tulsa.
And when you do, you absolutely must stop at this next shop. Jason Grubbs takes us to Ida Red.
The Ida Red General Store experience starts the moment you walk in the door.
And that's a feeling of joy that anyone's welcome and just, you know, an experience of fun.
Angeline Ripley Wright owns the shop. The original Brookside location opened in 2008. It's been filled with Tulsa and Oklahoma products from day one.
I love Oklahoma so much. I really do. And I was raised by Okies, and I couldn't find any cool t-shirts or anything, except for maybe at the airport. And so I just started experimenting with making Oklahoma and Tulsa products and be like, does anybody want this?
As it turns out, absolutely they do. So much so, there's now an Ida Red in downtown and in South Tulsa at 106th and Memorial.
There's something significant about wearing a shirt or putting a sticker on your car or whatever it is that says, this is where I'm from and I'm proud of where I'm from.
Karen Molt agrees, and she's seen that pride extend beyond the borders of Oklahoma.
I've taken Tulsa hats that say TUL to friends in Chicago and Dallas and Colorado, and they say their families fight over them to see who can wear the TUL, and people are like, what is TUL? And they're like, Tulsa! What do you think it is?
Karen was party planning the day we caught up with her. She's putting together gift bags and says this was the place to go.
Getting a Tulsa hat, getting some local hot sauce, jalapenos, and some various things like that. I'm getting a puzzle.
How cool are these puzzles made up of Tulsa icons? Over here, a display table full of jars filled by our neighbors across the state, from salsas to seasonings.
It's local, they have local items, they have fun items, they've got a candy store, they've got kids' gifts, they've got everything you ever wanted, Tulsa and Oklahoma.
A lot of the time, if we can't find it, we make it.
Some of those items created just for Ida Red include this snow globe. This is the 4th version that they've created, and this one plays music.
Each one is hand painted and they're hand sculpted, and it takes like about a whole year for the process to be completed. So the day they're delivered is like, you know, it's a big day.
The store is filled with unique things to Oklahoma and Tulsa, and just as unique as the store's name, a nod to an old folk song made famous by 2 Oklahoma fellas.
One of the most famous versions is by Bob Wills, the king of Western swing, who's really a Texan, but we claim him as an Okie. And then another person that has a really famous version of that is Woody Guthrie from Oklahoma.
In Tulsa's Brookside district, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
The Ida Red in this story is located at 3336 South Peoria. You'll want to check out other locations listed on their website, idaredgeneralstore.com.
Here at the Route 66 Interpretive Center, you can sit in these vintage car seats and watch a video of views of Route 66. And speaking of that, if you hop on Route 66 and head west out of Tulsa, you'll eventually hit Oklahoma City.
And it's there we would suggest an overnight stay for you, but it also would give you a great reason to grab a cold one at a great place called Skydance Brewery.
My dad taught me how to homebrew at the house.
And through the years, Jake and his dad talked about opening a place of their own together. But sadly, Jake received a call one day his dad had passed.
Right then and there, I said, I'm going to open that brewery we always talked about.
And so Jake created Skydance Brewery.
It's in honor of my dad and a celebration of our Native American heritage.
Jake told me he noticed that Native Americans were very rarely represented not only in business and entrepreneurship, but on the shelves at stores. Now Skydance is Oklahoma City's first native craft brewery.
What we say is we are Oklahoma's Native American craft brewery, and what that means is a step further beyond just native owned. What we like to tell people is the brewery itself is Native American, but everything about it, how we operate, how we treat our customers, how we treat our employees, the spirit behind the beers that we make, the branding that we put on the cans, everything, the atmosphere in our tap room, everything about the brand is Native.
Inside these 3 15-barrel tanks and 3 30-barrel tanks is where the magic happens. In these burbling barrels of beer, a combination of organisms, biology, and chemistry are all working together. You add other elements of motion, pressure, temperature, hops, yeast, everything all functioning to create something incredibly tasty.
And what we do on the 30 barrels is we just brew back-to-back, 2 batches in one day to fill those tanks. And those are the tanks for our core lineup, the beers that we're distributing out to the on-queues and the Walmarts and the liquor stores and restaurants a lot. So, and then that leaves us for the smaller tanks to do these one-offs and fun beers that we just want to play around with.
3 of their core beers include Res Dog, which is a blonde ale. Now this is a light beer for people who are new to craft beer.
Mosquito Hawk Amber Ale does great in restaurants, goes good with food. And then our #1 seller is Fancy Dance. It's a hazy IPA. That's what craft beer drinkers love. And that's been our #1 beer. That's the beer that just pretty much it just rotates in a tank all the time.
Skydance, though, is starting to become known for their IPAs, but Jake enjoys changing up things, trying different hops, and they are playing around with some sours. But the day we were there, they had just released their 6th and final core beer called White Cloud.
And it's a Belgian-style wheat beer named after Chief White Cloud of the Iowa tribe. And it's orange and coriander, really light, crisp, another summer-type beer.
Skydance has a wonderful, very chill vibe to it. The tap room experience here is engaging, inviting, and surrounded with culture and heritage. And of course, Jake wants to celebrate Native American artists.
Our friend D.G. Smalling, who's a very well-known Choctaw artist, did the big piece out there in the tap room for us, and it's a fancy dancer, so kind of named after our beer, our #1 beer.
Man, this place is awesome. It's laid back, open. There's a lot to do. The brew is really good.
Yeah, he turns out some really good beers. Really good beers.
Yeah, so my dad used to say that good beer brings good people together.
This is what Jake is doing at Skydance. Through his art, he's crafting all kinds of delicious brews for all to enjoy. And every day he comes in, Jake sees a sign, a reminder of his commitment in fulfilling a dream for his dad.
The last time I took him out for a beer, and they took out part of the bar top from Tapworks and made this Skydance sign over there. And then the frame of it's the flooring from Tapworks. So every time I come in here, I see it, and I see a picture of my dad over here, and it just, he'd be really proud.
Skydance Brewery is located at 1 Northeast 7th in Oklahoma City. They're open at 11 a.m. 7 days a week.
Stay with us as we explore some of the great food being served up at Café Alley in Ardmore. But next, a store anyone can make their own. We'll explain when Discover Oklahoma continues right after a short break.
There are some things you just can't contain. Oklahoma Today magazine is bursting with culture. Mind-blowing restaurants, trips, adventures, and so much more. Open your copy, then hit the open road. Unleash your curiosity. Set your spirit free. Subscribe today for only $14.95. Oklahoma Today magazine. Break through the ordinary.
You know, do you know one of the cool things you can see here, this huge map on the floor that shows a good portion of the Mother Road that travels through our state?
It's almost like Google Earth that you can walk on.
It's true. Another cool thing on Route 66, lots of really unique shops and cool antique stores.
Now, there are a lot of cool antique stores in Oklahoma towns that are not on the Mother Road, and with that, right now, Deanne Stein's going to take us to My Store in Tecumseh, but MIY stands for Make It Yours.
Along Broadway in downtown Tecumseh sits a colorful store with a curious name.
It's a play on words. Make It Yours is my store. So Make It Your Store and my store are kind of two in one the same.
Where Leslie Farron welcomes everyone and pretty much anything they bring in.
We don't discourage really anything. We encourage the unusual, the collectible, and the functional. When people come in, that's usually what I tell them.
The consignment shop opened in 2017, where Leslie loves to find a home for anyone's collectibles.
People are looking for that certain item that they can't normally find, and some people are looking to get rid of that particular item because they know they're not going to be here much longer, and this is kind of a place where they both can come together.
The store also showcases made in Oklahoma creations from local artisans.
There's a lot of talent in here.
Leslie has around 20 vendors, all with different talents, offering customers an eclectic mix of things to buy, from smaller items to larger ones.
I call it my therapy. It's very relaxing. You get to be creative. You can take the same beads and make 10 different things that are really not similar at all.
Mimi Raymer makes jewelry and sells her creations in sets of necklaces, bracelets, and earrings.
And people seem to enjoy it. I do a lot of custom orders.
For Tricia Hudson, her booth spotlights her Cedar Lane crafts.
What I do is recycled. I try to take old things and paint them, make them a little country. I do a lot of sewing. We do bowl cozies, crayon rolls for children. I take old boxes and make them treasure boxes.
I have stuff everywhere in here.
Vendor and artist Sabrina Lynham makes custom resin cups and coasters and even has paintings throughout the store. She recently added a selection of crystals.
There's always something new. If you're looking for that unusual thing, if you look, it's here.
Throughout the store, you'll find vintage collectibles, kitchen gadgets, and even more handmade items like knives, pottery, and bells and rings made out of coins. She also has a collection of Native American items and a variety of colorful metal yard art.
We'll take anything as long as it's fun. That's mainly our thing. We want fun. I call it the place of healing because not only can they get what they want, but they can also make sure that their stuff gets a good home as well.
It's an amazing store.
And open Tuesday through Saturday. In Tecumseh, I'm Deanne Stein for Discover Oklahoma.
The Make It Yours store is located at 115 North Broadway in Tecumseh. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, closed Sunday and Monday.
Up next,
Sweet potato fries with that marshmallow dipping sauce is fantastic.
See more of the culinary creations being served up at Café Alley in Ardmore when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Why order a free Oklahoma outdoor guide? Uncover unique wonders. Cultivate your curiosity. And wake up your wild side. Order or download your free copy today.
We've had a great time today here at the Route 66 Interpretive Center in Chandler, where you can view Dick Besser's documentary called Route 66 Adventure.
This is a very good film, actually, that happened in 1959, how he recorded his adventures along Route 66. And speaking of Route 66, I think the highway's calling. It's about that time that we're going to tell you about a great place to eat.
That's right, we're headed to Ardmore to Café Alley.
Food is delicious, ambiance is amazing. Everyone is so friendly, the service is top-notch.
For over 3 decades, delicious food has been served at Café Alley, and there are no plans to stop anytime soon.
Café Alley is a fish, seafood, casual dining with high quality food. Our filet and our salmon, so both of those are still hand cut by Jason. They are fresh, never frozen. He gets those in daily, he cuts them. The salmon has his special marinade. It is lightly smoked and then finished on the grill when you order it. The tenderloin, you can literally cut it with a fork, and then it's topped with his Worcestershire butter, which is so good. It just gives that extra added flavor to the filet. Yeah, and then the mac and cheese is amazing. We're also known for that.
All of those items and more have customers raving.
Every time I visit here, I'm from South Carolina, and this is the first place I want to come to.
Sweet potato fries with that marshmallow dipping sauce is fantastic. And if you haven't had it, you need to have it like today. It's so good.
They just add the special touches. They've got Leola in the kitchen that makes her special dishes, and that's just what keeps us coming back.
A big part of the success of this Ardmore hotspot is Leola and her culinary creations.
I've worked here going on 30-some years. I don't even know how long. I consider a job something special, you know, and I want to do my best at whatever it is I'm doing.
One of her crowd-pleasing dishes, the chocolate roll.
I take pie crust dough that I made up, and I make my own crust, and I roll it out real thin and put, like a cinnamon roll, roll it out, and then put butter on it and sprinkle cocoa and sugar on it that I mix together and roll it up, and then put it on a pan and bake. And the sauce is just a regular chocolate pudding.
We talked with several customers, and every one of them said the carrot cake is off the charts good.
Oh, have we had the carrot cake? Yes, carrot cake is absolutely amazing. It's like moist. The icing is awesome. Like the caramel sprinkling is great. The nuts it's just great.
And now you can get Café Alley's delectable dishes at their new concept across the street, Do Drop In.
Jason and I thought it would be awesome to put a bar over there because we're always on 1.5 hour, 2 hour waits, and we could send people over to have drinks and appetizers while they wait. So all of the food is coming from Café Alley's remote kitchen. It is delivered over to Dewdrop.
From steak and salmon to carrot cake and sweet potato fries, no matter what you choose off the menu, it will have you planning your return trip before you leave. What would you say to folks? Why should they make the trip here to Ardmore to eat here at Café Alley?
Why shouldn't they?
Absolutely. Why shouldn't they? It's great.
It's always been a goal and a dream of ours to own a restaurant, and this restaurant and this community, this town has met every expectations, and we have worked very hard to ensure that we are giving the standards and keeping up with the standards of what we would expect when we went to a restaurant.
A heads up if you're headed to Café Alley, they're open for lunch from 11 to 2 and then again for dinner from 5 to 9. You'll find them there 5 days a week, closed Sunday and Monday.
And no matter where your next road trip takes you, the Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide will always help you find a great place to eat. All you have to do is just log on to our website, travelok.com, and click Request Free Brochures to get your copy.
A big thank you to our friends here at the Route 66 Interpretive Center in Chandler for hosting us this week. No matter which way you're headed on Route 66, you owe it to yourself to check this spot out. It's full of Route 66 memorabilia from the 1930s all the way to present day.
On next week's Discover Oklahoma, we'll show you a peaceful destination in Broken Arrow. Find out about a place in Enid where you can enjoy so much more than just axe throwing, and check out this place in Sapulpa that's poppin', literally. All that and more next week on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.